Outdaughtered, Danielle admits bond with Grandma Mimi is unhealthy. She had to set boundaries. It's been a while since Danielle Busby and Adam Busby brought the Quins into the world and became a huge part of the TLC family through Outdaughtered. Apart from the family of 8, parents Danielle and Adam, eldest daughter Blayke, and the Quins, the show also featured many other recurring stars like Uncle Dale, Aunt Kiki, and Grandma Mimi. Since the news of Grandma Mimi's arrest, fans knew that things weren't good between her and the family. She was in trouble for a DUI charge. Since then, things took a standstill for her when it came to her social media life and appearing on the show. Years after this incident, Danielle has finally opened up about the nature of her and her mother's bond and confirmed it was toxic. In a podcast, Danielle started with Adam Busby, and they talked about their life away from their show, Outdaughtered. It's called More Than Reality, and they discuss the bits the show doesn't capture. In an episode, the former finally addressed the elephant in the room and talked about her mother, Michelle Theriot, Grandma Mimi. She admitted not being on the best of terms with her. It turns out Danielle said that while Grandma Mimi did have a fun and silly side like the show depicted, that's not all that there was to her. Apparently, she had a not-so-pleasant side that the show didn't capture. Due to this, Danielle and her mother now share a strained bond. While viewers wanted her to explain more, she did so in the next episode. What did Danielle say? It turns out Danielle finally talked about her bond with her mother and everyone's Grandma Mimi. Outdaughtered fans were in shock when the forum said she still had the latter around town, but they don't have a relationship anymore. It turns out that Danielle was waiting for a change to take place when it comes to her mother, which never happened. Hence, it affected their bond as mother-daughters and also as human-to-humans, so it became unhealthy. Danielle vulnerably said that she never wanted their relationship to be at such a stage, but it is. Now it's Grandma Mimi versus the 8 Busbys. The Outdaughtered star admitted how hard and difficult it has been for her to deal with such a thing. But Danielle is now okay with where things are as she went upfront with God regarding everything. Lots of people from the fanbase lauded the star for showing such a side. They realize it must not be easy for her. Due to this, they have been supportive of Danielle. They are saying it's okay to have boundaries in bonds that start feeling unhealthy. Do you agree with Danielle? Would you have done things differently if you had been in her place? Tell us in the comments below. Outdaughtered, Danielle Busby enjoys parenting her raging teenager. Danielle Busby, mother of 6 and star of the hit reality series Outdaughtered, is navigating a new chapter in her motherhood journey, raising a teenager. With her eldest daughter Blayke stepping into the tumultuous teenage years, Danielle is opening up about what this phase of parenting looks like for her. Surprisingly, instead of expressing frustration or fear, she is embracing this time with a grounded perspective and even a sense of enjoyment. Parenting a teenager is a stage many parents approach with caution. The transition from childhood to adolescence can be marked by mood swings, growing independence, and emotional volatility. However, Danielle has taken on this experience with grace and adaptability. She acknowledges the challenges but focuses more on the growth and connection that come from this evolving dynamic with her daughter. Danielle often reflects on the fast passage of time. Watching Blayke grow from a shy, giggly little girl into a young woman with her own opinions and feelings has been both emotional and rewarding for her. She has expressed that even though the teen years come with their own set of trials, they also present unique opportunities to bond in deeper, more mature ways. One of the reasons Danielle feels equipped to enjoy parenting a teenager may be her experience managing the lives of her quintuplets. With 5 girls born at the same time, she had to develop a strong foundation of patience, organization, and communication. Those years built resilience and gave her a broad understanding of child behavior, which now plays to her advantage as she parents Blayke through adolescence. Despite the common stereotype of the raging teenager, Danielle does not define her daughter by moodiness or rebellion. She prefers to see Blayke as a growing individual who is learning how to process complex emotions. Instead of fighting against the waves of teenage angst, Danielle chooses to be a steady, listening presence. She knows that this is a critical time in Blayke's development, emotionally, socially, and mentally. Another thing that Danielle emphasizes is the importance of trust. She believes in giving Blayke room to make her own decisions, even if that means allowing space for mistakes. By doing this, she helps her daughter feel empowered, capable, and respected. At the same time, she sets clear boundaries and expectations, ensuring that their relationship stays rooted in mutual understanding. As Blayke explores new interests, friendships, and academic pursuits, Danielle supports her journey by staying engaged without being intrusive. She values open communication, which she says has been key to their healthy dynamic. Whether it's discussing school issues or deeper personal matters, Danielle encourages her daughter to speak freely and honestly. Social media and peer influence are significant factors in a teenager's life today. Danielle is mindful of the impact these elements can have on Blayke's self-esteem and worldview. While she does allow her daughter some digital freedom, she also educates her on the potential risks and encourages critical thinking. Danielle's approach is not one of control, but of coaching and guidance. Interestingly, Danielle also brings humor into her parenting strategy. She recognizes that laughter can diffuse tension and make difficult conversations easier. Instead of reacting with anger to a slammed door or eye roll, she often chooses to address the situation calmly and sometimes with a dose of humor, which helps keep the mood light and reminds her daughter that home is a safe space. The support of her husband, Adam Busby, is another pillar of Danielle's strength. Together, they have maintained a strong parenting partnership throughout the years. Raising 6 daughters is no small feat, and they've had their fair share of ups and downs. When it comes to parenting a teenager, their united front provides stability for Blayke and ensures that she feels secure in her home environment. Danielle also values community and friendship with other moms who are in the same stage of life. She's part of parenting groups and leans into conversations with women who can relate. By sharing experiences and learning from others, she continues to grow in her role as a mother, even after years of experience raising young children. Despite the inevitable challenges, arguments over curfews, disagreements about clothing choices, or resistance to doing chores, Danielle maintains perspective. She reminds herself that this is all part of the journey. Each tough moment is paired with meaningful ones, like a heartfelt talk before bed or a shared inside joke. These are the moments Danielle cherishes most. Her followers on social media often comment on how composed and relatable she is when it comes to parenting. Danielle frequently shares glimpses of her life that include both the highlights and the difficult moments. By being transparent, she normalizes the teenage years for her audience and encourages other parents to embrace them rather than fear them. Danielle has never claimed to be a perfect mom. In fact, she's very open about her own learning curve. Every day presents something new, whether it's navigating social drama at school or helping Blayke figure out her identity. The unpredictability of raising a teen is something Danielle has grown to accept. She knows that flexibility and patience are 2 of the greatest tools she can rely on. As Blayke continues to mature, Danielle is determined to remain a constant source of love and guidance. She sees these years as an opportunity to prepare her daughter for adulthood, not just by teaching responsibility, but by modeling empathy, honesty, and resilience. Danielle's hope is that Blayke will carry those values into the world as a confident, compassionate woman. At the same time, Danielle is not afraid to set boundaries. She understands that love is not about permissiveness. It's about consistency and accountability. She holds Blayke to a high standard while making it clear that mistakes are part of growth. By maintaining that balance, she fosters both respect and emotional safety. The experience of raising a teenager has also had a reflective effect on Danielle. It brings her back to her own teenage years and reminds her of how hard that time can be. This awareness helps her approach situations with more compassion. She remembers what it felt like to struggle with identity, peer pressure, and insecurities. That personal connection helps her stay grounded and empathetic in her parenting. Danielle often talks about how motherhood is a continuous journey. There's no finish line, and there's no one-size-fits-all formula. She's committed to learning, adapting, and showing up with intention each day. Her parenting philosophy is less about control and more about connection, nurturing a bond that can withstand the test of time and growth. As Blayke continues to carve out her own path, Danielle remains a steady presence in her life. The teenage years may be rocky at times, but Danielle is not merely enduring them. She's finding joy and purpose in them. She understands that this phase, like all the others before it, will eventually pass. And when it does, she hopes it will leave behind not just memories, but a strong, unshakable mother-daughter relationship. In the world of Outdaughtered, fans see many sides of the Busby family. While the chaos of raising quintuplets often takes center stage, Danielle's role as a mother to a teenager adds another rich layer to her story. It reveals her adaptability, her strength, and her deep commitment to raising thoughtful, kind-hearted young women. In conclusion, Danielle Busby is not just tolerating the teenage years, she's embracing them. With wisdom, patience, humor, and an open heart, she is navigating this complex season of motherhood with both realism and joy. Her journey with Blayke may have its ups and downs, but it's one she is truly grateful to be on. And through it all, she continues to inspire countless other parents walking the same path.